bunch of pilots on this line.
I know, right? That's talk with our hands, maybe, you know, like.
As far as I'm concerned, got a bunch of good-looking people on this line right now.
Hell yeah!
That's because we're all fearless fitness. Yeah, we're all fearless.
Yeah. And don't forget tomorrow's sweaty selfie.
Like, great job. So, all right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get the call kicked off tonight. I'm so excited to have Ray and Samantha on. Just got back from the Pro 5 Summit. We are all so excited to hear about your guys' time. And literally, you guys, just so excited for you guys. You guys have been working so hard, and I team as well. And most of the people on this call tonight are there next. I know you guys are going to be qualifying soon, and so just got it, J-Boys.
Yeah.
Just want to tell you guys about your time. I know that it's life-changing, and let's start talking about how your time went, guys. Can you guys, can we get the video on YouTube?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Cool. Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
So, guys, I'd like to ask you, because I know when I went almost exactly a year ago, just the experience. I know that LifeVantage really just gives us that 5-star experience from the moment you settle to the hotel. So you guys can just tell us a little bit about that experience. I know for my time there, it was pretty awesome. So.
Yeah. Jenny, I'll let Ray start, but I do want to let you know you're kind of coming in and out a little bit. So I don't know if there's a better spot for you to sit, but it is.
Okay, I'll let Ray talk. I'm going to go outside. So
okay.
Go ahead, Raymond.
Yeah, so I was broken up a little bit, but I will say that, you know, from the second, you know, we get there, I mean, obviously, you know, in LifeVantage, when you do travel with them, it was just like the incentive trip, you know, from December. You know, it's literally 5-star. Everything's taken care of. Give me a thumbs up if I will sound okay. I'm getting some feedback. But just like you said, I mean, it's 5-star all the way. Get off the plane. They take great care of you. Then you roll up to the 5-star resort, especially in Park City, Utah. I've never been to Park City before. I've been out in the mountains before, like Tahoe and, you know, Colorado. But, man, it was breathtaking just pulling out of Salt Lake City up into Park City. And really just, you know, it's the works every time you go anywhere with this company, and especially when they're paying for it. They really don't spare any expense. So it was just rolling up was really, really awesome. Kind of felt like Dumb and Dumber rolling up into the nice hotel in Aspen, which, interesting fact, it was actually filmed in Park City. So I wasn't crazy for saying that.
Yeah. At first I thought he was crazy, but then we got it validated. No,
we landed on the moon.
And I think probably we're going to talk a lot more about like the experience and the people and the company, but just a real quick knockout, you know, like the tangibles about how cool the trip was. Like, you know, we got to pick what we wanted to do all day Saturday. You know, you could have gone on whitewater rafting, which would have been really cool. That would be tough with a newborn baby, but so we didn't pick that. You could go do like alpine sports, which is so cool because right out the back of our hotel was like the mountain, literally right there.
And lifts right
yeah, and people were like mountain biking down the whole thing, and so there's just a lot of really fun things you could do. Ray, which I would have chosen to do as well, got to go golfing on probably like one of the nicest courses you've ever golfed in your entire life.
It was awesome. It was absolutely breathtaking. Yeah. I mean, you'll see in the recap video, I rode with Geraldo, and he and I were playing with this drone all day. So on the recap footage, it's literally just us the entire time taking like ridiculous footage of the drone in the mountains. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And then you know, because I had a baby, I had to just slum it and go to the spa. You know, somebody's got to do it. But, you know, again, it's like there's no expense spared. The spa was amazing. I got a full 60-minute, you know, massage, and I haven't really had too many massages in my life, but this was amazing. So hard to compare to anything, but it was wonderful. And you know, everything was paid for. All the meals were delicious. They were amazing. The best, you know, experience other than the people and everything else we're going to talk about was definitely, I think, Friday night going up in a gondola, you know, up to 10,000 feet and eating dinner at a restaurant. It's the only thing at the top there is a restaurant, and it was just us in LifeVantage there. And it was an amazing dinner and obviously incredible views. So just really cool stuff that I'm kind of looking around like, who else does this kind of stuff? Who takes a gondola up to the top of a mountain and has dinner with the most incredible people in the world? So it was definitely one of those pinch me moments. So gotta love LifeVantage.
All expenses paid too, which is just incredible for the both of you guys. So it's so awesome. So guys, tell us a little bit about the corporate staff. I know that one of the biggest impacts I took away when I was there was just getting to know the corporate staff on like an intimate level, getting to talk with them daily, getting to hear their feedback on just the company, you know, what they're passionate about, which is us as the distributors. So can you guys tell us a little bit more about like your connection with the corporate staff and your takeaway with that whole thing?
Absolutely. So in addition to playing with Geraldo, you know, also playing with Tyler Daniels, our CFO, our COO, and all the corporate guys, all the corporate sales guys like Dustin, Geraldo, Jeff, and Skylar, like all the sales guys there too. And sitting down with, you know, the corporate team afterwards, like having a beer, just like an intimate group, like 8 of us, and hearing them talk about, you know, like, and hearing them with Tyler as well, talking about, you know, like some issues we see or like some things that we want to like see corrected. And one of them being, you know, like retention and then like low auto ship volume on average across. And guys, like it was just so reaffirming to know that the tools that we have now with My LV Story, you know, we sort of mirroring what Team Heart does, and they have the highest auto ship average by far of anybody, and retention rates. Because we need to be using our My LV Story like crazy. Like we just went through, made an inventory of every single active PC we have, because that's how you solve retention. It's how you grow auto ship orders without necessarily going out there and saying, hey, do you want to buy more products or blah, blah, blah. You know, it's using those My LV Stories. So
like building a community
exactly.
around our customers.
And that's a big focus of ours right now among others. But really, really utilizing that My LV Story, sending them a message saying, you know, but
no, creating a custom. Yeah. And so it's on the radar of corporate, and it's cool that in our team, we're already addressing it.
We're way ahead of a lot of trends. So just saying.
But one of the things, Jenny, that I took away from like the meeting corporate is that, you know, you see them up on stage, they kind of seem like figureheads or whatever, but they are amazing people. Like it's wonderful. You know, we all know that the distributors are just incredible people, but just getting to really, you know, talk with like our account manager, Morgan Hansen, you know, I only know her as somebody who is on the other end of our emails when we have problems or something, but she's just so cool. I talked with her about like, you know, her boyfriend and her personal issues, like not issues, but her personal affairs and things like that. And it's really awesome to see that they are real people with like real things going on, and they're just really working so hard. Like we found out that Morgan Hansen, our personal account manager, is also the person completely in charge of all the Amish people. And we got to spend a lot of, you know, one-on-one time with a couple of the Amish families who we're now like best friends with. They're amazing. And they just sung her praises so much. They're like, you know, our corporate structure, like they literally bend over backwards for the Amish community, which I just think speaks so highly about our company and its culture, because, you know, they don't have to. Like the Amish people don't necessarily use credit cards or debit cards. Most of them don't. So they use checks. Well, LifeVantage has set up an entire system so that they can take checks from the Amish community. And it's Morgan's like sole job, other than, you know, taking care of a smaller region as well of distributors, to take care of the Amish people. So just to hear them talk about how wonderful she is, you know, with them, it's like, is there anything about LifeVantage that isn't just so amazing? And so it was really just reaffirming in so many ways. And then I got to even, you know, Friday night, and I think we'll get into this in a second, but Darren kind of got up and said a few things, and then just like opened the mic up to see if anybody wanted to say anything. And I just thought it was so cool that like I could be 5 feet from him and say something to him directly. And then afterward, he came up to me and he was like, wow, I didn't know you were a Marine. That's so cool. You know, like asking me all about that, and he said, I'm thank you for what you said, and everything. And I got to look Darren right in the eye, like, this close, and be like, no, thank you. Like, thank you for keeping this culture alive in our company, because we've gone through so many, different changes and shifts, and that could have easily gotten watered down. And you have kept the culture strong in our company, and we appreciate that, because for all of us, all of you guys there, and Ray and me, like, this is a legacy company. This isn't just something we're all like trying to make a quick buck with. This is something we want our families and our grandkids to be around. So that matters,
Doing the right thing all the time matters, and we see it from the corporate staff too, which is the most important thing in my mind.
So we got like a real good feel for all of the people that are guiding the ship, and it was really reaffirming. So
that's so awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for sharing. And I know that, their integrity lines up with ours, and I know that that's part of what I knew I was passionate about when I met them. So I'm so blessed that you guys got to connect them. So what would you guys say is, well, let's talk about the presenters first, because I know that you guys had a chance to meet people that you don't normally get to rub shoulders with. What presenters you guys have? And I guess what was your biggest takeaway from each of them? Like, what impacted you the most about meeting each presenter there at the Pro 5 Summit?
Yeah.
Right. So meeting, our presenters were Tyler Daniels, Tasha Daniels, and then Jill Pearson. And I have my notes here, and, it was really, really cool. Before, not necessarily, but one of our presenters was also corporate account managers came in. And when you go to the Pro 5 Summit, they literally bring out your entire book from the whole time you've been in business. So it was very cool to see.
Like your stats, kind of.
Yeah, like over the entire lifespan of your business, your stats, like your PC enrollments month by month, everything. And it was very cool to sit down with your account manager and sit down with Morgan and go through each one of those and ask questions and say, really, really see your business on a full spreadsheet and say, okay, here are some things you need to work on, which I thought was very, very cool. Do you want to talk about Jill or Tyler?
Yeah.
I have a couple things from Tyler, but
yep. Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest, some of the stuff that we got was a little scattered because little Miss Stella was having, I think, some adjustment problems with the altitude. So I was kind of in and out of the breakout sessions. But Tyler and Tasha were awesome, obviously. I mean, they talked about, leadership, and one of the things that we realized about the leadership, I mean, not realized, just kind of was brought back to our attention, was that, I think that we can all agree we kind of have a really awesome, well-oiled machine now with generating customers like crazy in our group. And I think we've kind of nailed the whole attraction marketing thing, and there are still things that we need to learn about, maybe recruiting distributors, things like that. But one thing that Ray and I realized after hearing Tasha and Tyler talk about leadership and building leaders and building in depth and really having leaders backed by leaders is how you build a strong, organization that'll last for the test of time, is that since we are doing a lot of online things now and a lot of, very duplicatable things that like anybody could do, we need to be even more focused on building leadership in our team and not letting that ever, go by the wayside. And one of the things that we feel like to do that is that personal development has to always be reiterated, has to be espoused, has to be at the forefront of everything we do going forward, because, it's easy kind of to sit behind, social media and post things and be somebody, but we need to make sure that we are all taking the responsibility to be the person that we are putting out on Facebook and teaching our people that they need to be that person and become that person. Because people after a while are going to see right through, a couple positive quotes and stuff like that. So I think that just, I think we all know that here in this group, but when they talked about what it takes to build a company and a business for longevity, you have to have strong leadership type people. And sometimes leadership is created by going through hardship and struggles, which is why I think, even though we have some things ironed out, maybe a little bit smoother now, I think we need to keep instilling in our new people the importance of personal growth and development, and every day making that a habit to go get uncomfortable, do something that is going to make you uncomfortable, and keep pushing, ourselves further.
And what marries up right with that is, ownership of your business, right? So, I mean, not complaining about this or that, you know, corporate's only job in this entire thing is to ship product and write us checks, right? Like that's why they exist. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, you know, in addition to that, the personal development, which goes hand in hand, is really owning your business, not waiting for anyone else to do it for you. And, you know, get trained where you need to get trained and really make it happen, because that's our job.
Yeah. And then then switching over to Jill Pearson, she's just lovely.
My goodness.
She's just like the biggest heart ever, but she's also strong. Like she's got a huge heart and is kind and loving, but she's very strong as well. And one of the things she did was she gave us all mirrors. Like she bought enough like plastic mirrors, like the kind you could like sit, you know, like in front of you on your vanity and look at yourself. She handed every person at Pro 5 Summit one to take home with them. And she literally was telling us things. She was doing like kind of the shadow work kind of stuff that Carrie talks about doing, and looking into the mirror and saying to yourself some things that you need to say. And one of the things, what was one of the things? I love you, right?
Yeah, I love you.
She just wanted you to say, I love you to yourself. And I tell you what, like, that sounds like an easy thing. That was kind of a hard thing to do. And she even admitted, she's like, I couldn't do that the first time somebody told me to do that. Like, I couldn't look in the mirror, like look into my eyes and actually say it.
Yeah, and the quote that goes to that is, she says, mirrors move you through places when you're stuck, like lack of activity, etc., because they reflect to you almost immediately what your beliefs are that are against you.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
No, totally. So, I mean, I think, I don't know, a lot of hers was more about, you know, what we think about ourselves and how that matters, especially when you're going to be a leader. Because if you don't have it very sound in your mind and in your heart who you believe you are, then you can almost guarantee you can't lead other people to believe that they're something better than they really are.
And her 3 ways to, you know, get out of that, you know, that negative feeling about yourself was, you know, number 1, identifying the people you hang out with. You know, 95% of your success is going to be determined by the people you associate with. Number 2 was finding that inner calm and confidence, okay? Because without that inner calm and confidence, you're never going to be confident enough to get in front of a room or do what you need to do to be successful. And then the third step to get through that block was using affirmations. You know what I mean? I know it sounds simple. We say it all the time, but, you know, never saying, you know, you don't have or I can't. You know what I mean? Little things like that. Coming up with daily affirmations. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The way we did the exercises we went through with her.
Oh, yeah. No. She was awesome. I was trying to think there was something else from that, but yeah. And so basically the way it was is that on Friday, all day Friday, were these breakout sessions, and you had like an hour from each one. So Tyler Daniels and Tasha, an hour, and then an hour from Jill, and then an hour from corporate. And we were in small groups, so they kind of scattered them all around. Then we broke for lunch, and then we did it all again in the afternoon, like different topics and stuff. So yeah, it was just really, really cool.
That's phenomenal. It sounds like you guys took away so much. And I know that, you know, Sam, I have to kind of bring up this story because I know you're going to be posting it on our Team Fearless page. But you guys are just amazing leaders. And I know that the night that you guys went up to the gondola, right, Darren opened it up and asked that anybody that wanted to share, come up and share. And of course, it was you that had to lead from the front. So will you tell us just a little bit about that and what inspired you to do it? And I just love that Ray got it all on video.
Yeah.
So just share a little bit about it, because I think it's just so cool that, you know, out of everybody that was there, you just got up there and just felt you needed to speak from the heart. So
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, a couple glasses of wine never hurts, right? A little bit, yeah, a little liquid courage. No, I'm just kidding. But I had Stella. Well, I had Stella with me, obviously, the whole time. So, like, by that point, everybody knew me as the lady with the baby, and I, you know, I just kind of felt like I already felt like we were in such a tight-knit group, and that I felt really comfortable with everybody. And you already get that sense a day in that, you know, we are all at the same place generally, not just like in our business, but like in all the things that we're either fearing or kind of, you know, succeeding at, or we have, you know, hesitations about. So I just had a feeling being in that room, like up on the top of a mountain, you know, there's nobody else except for all of us, you know, I felt just like I could trust all the people in there. And so I didn't have that like feeling of, oh, gee, I hope I don't make a fool of myself. I just kind of felt like I wanted to go say something to all these people. And I really wanted to say something to corporate. And so, and since Darren was literally, I mean, we were just all on tables. Yeah, I mean, it was just like tables all surrounding like a dance floor type thing, you know? And so I just really wanted to say, like, and I'll post it so you'll kind of hear what I said, but I just wanted to say, like, thank you so much for the culture. Like I was saying before about Darren, thank you so much for the culture that you have kept alive in this company, because it makes me so proud that we can come to these events with a baby on my hip, and sometimes she cries and sometimes I have to like head out, or sometimes I'm feeding the baby, whatever. And I never had that feeling of I'm not wanted, or that people think it's weird that I'm here with a baby, or that we're here with kids. I said, I think it's amazing that we have all these families here. You know, the Amish people one family had 7 kids there. The other family had 5 kids. I mean, it really, and so I just wanted to let him know that how important that was. And I wanted to thank him in front of everybody, and thank everybody in LifeVantage too that was there for being that way as well, for continuing this culture of just family ideals and family, values, because it makes us just want to go to work even more for this company. So, and I just felt like that night was the most memorable thing we'll ever do. I mean, being in a room with other people who, have just amazing, amazing stories, from the product to the business to everything, like things that you don't normally hear.
Craziest life stories you could ever possibly imagine.
And I think that we captured a few of them, and I hope that you feel it the same way. It's hard to ever feel it the same way. So I'm going to post all of those videos of people speaking on our team group. And hopefully it gets conveyed the way it felt, because it was unlike anything. I mean, not a dry eye, obviously, in the whole place, but some pretty powerful things that just make you think, gosh, like if this wasn't divinely, created, then I don't know what was. Like, honestly, there were so many affirmations and just being reaffirmed about the fact that God's hand is in all of LifeVantage. That's the only way I can really describe it.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, Sam, so much. Well, we can't wait to see those videos. I am so excited, and I think it's going to touch us all. And so let's wrap this up a little bit, guys. And if you could just give, I would say, what was your number one takeaway besides, of course, all of the speakers that were there and everything else? For each of you, what would you say is the most impactful time, or what event or moment was that? And then also, guys, speaking to our entire team, because I know that even a lot of your group is ready to go themselves, and just, giving them a word of encouragement, and just knowing that they have something amazing to look forward to. So let us know.
I know what I would say. Do you want to go first?
Oh, no, I know for a fact that mine is, well, it's sort of dual pronged, where we are sitting right now with the systems that, we as a group have and a team have in place. Not only are we, miles ahead of, where a lot of people are within this company, but we're miles ahead of where a lot of people are within the industry. So we need to be incredibly grateful where we are, because if we continue to do what we're doing and continue to sharpen it, we literally have the potential to make unlimited income and make unlimited impact on the world. So when Jill said that, I was like, oh my goodness, I thought about what we were doing and talking to other people, but literally unlimited potential to make unlimited income and unlimited impact in the world. And that's a reality that we all have in our hands. So it's stupid.
We did get the feeling that, like, not to toot our horns, but like a lot of people are looking at our organization, like all of you guys, and to feel that way at something like Pro 5 Summit, where everybody's kind of the up and coming leader, was kind of crazy and awesome. I mean, it says so much about all of you guys. So, but the thing that I was going to say is that I just got this feeling that, I know we get sometimes frustrated about where we are at this point in time, or haven't gotten this far, or haven't made this much money, but like talking to everybody and hearing everybody's story, it's incredible to me how every single story has some sort of, underlying theme of, I was praying for this in my life and God showed me a way. And you can't really explain how else God would like that thing would have come to them, except for God showed a path. And all of these people decided to say yes to the path. And so I just believe so much that all of us are exactly where we are for a very specific reason. And even when we get frustrated and even when we feel like, oh, well, we haven't hit a certain rank yet, I just truly, it got really solidified for me that we are exactly where we are for a very specific reason. And we just have to trust the plan and keep doing what we need to do and go to work, because this thing is way bigger than we could have ever imagined. And we just got that totally verified for ourselves. And the stories that we heard, it's just hard to convey the stories that you hear. All I know is I felt like, wow, none of this was by chance. So like, we all have a duty now to see this, you know, through and really, you know, trust in the plan.
That's awesome. Well, I know that, you know, as well as you were blessed, I know that you guys blessed many that weekend. I mean, just hearing the feedback from all the leaders that were there, just so, I wouldn't want to say impressed, but they care about you guys a lot, and you guys live your integrity. You guys are amazing leaders on this team and just paving the way for everybody. And so we love you guys so much, so proud. And I think Bahamas is up next, guys, right? All of us are going to go together. So I just want to kind of put the word out to everybody on Team Fearless that's watching this now. Guys, we're traveling the world together, and we're doing it. We're making a difference, and we're helping so many people. And it's just, you know, I know Sam and Ray feel the same way, but we could not do this without you. We can't wait to support and watch you guys next coming up through the summit, the Pro 5 Summit. I know that, you know, a few people on your guys' team right now close to qualifying or next to close to qualifying. So,
both of those.
They're all watching that. So guys, love you all. And Sam and Ray, guys, thank you for everything you do for this team. Just such a blessing to all do this together. And I can't wait to put this out on the team page. I think it's going to bless everybody. So thanks for sharing. Do you guys want to add anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I don't think
we covered a bit.
No, just that I'm more confident now than ever that the rest of this team are literally the next people up at Pro 5 Summit. Like, I believe that wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
It's going to keep going, all of you guys. Yeah.
I agree. Well, cool. We all rise by others. So you guys are doing a great job of it, and couldn't ask for better to build this business with. So love you guys. And I'll put this out, guys. Look for it on the Team Fearless page. Also Team Fearless LV Pros. Thank you guys for your time, and we'll connect soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Love you guys.
Love you all. Bye, guys.
Bye.